Lamar Advertising invests a lot of time and resources in their creative staff, especially in the areas of job enrichment and education. Every couple of years, we put together a creative conference, and we bring about 150 or so of the creative staff together to go over 3 days of design trends, developments in the out-of-home industry, and any changes in technology. This year's theme was Creative Camp. And the planning committee converted Lamar's corporate headquarters into a fully submersive camping experience, including tents and s'mores and bonfires and even camp counselors. Technology is being incorporated into out-of-home industry at an increasing rate. With this in mind, we really wanted to focus this creative camp around technology and introduce our creative staff to as much technology as we could. This conference had its own presence on all social media. It had its own custom app, and we even integrated some near-field communications, including geofencing and beacons within the conference itself. We really needed one central focus point to tie everything together, and that's where the Totem Pole came in. The Totem Pole project gave us the opportunity to showcase all of our digital capabilities to our creative staff, and they were able to interact with it real time, and getting to show them a little bit of what we can do with 3D was kind of icing on the cake.
So with Creative Camp, we really wanted to hit the designers in the face with summer camp, right off the bat, just as soon as they walked in the door. So how are we going to do that? Well, it's a corporate environment. There is some little pieces of outdoor that flow through the indoor, but we said, okay, well, let's do some research. What is summer camp in our minds? What will be summer camp for the people that are walking in? So we watched some Wes Anderson, we watched Moonrise Kingdom, clips of Salute Your Shorts on YouTube, all research. All serious research, just to get color palettes and ideas for like what elements would communicate summer camp as soon as you walked in the room. So we landed on the Totem Pole for a couple of reasons. One, it's a form of outdoor advertising, and then two, it really set up the environment as summer camp as soon as you walked into the room. So we got our sketches over to the concept and the sketches over to our team at LG. Nick LeBlanc sketched out some 2D renderings of what a totem pole could be. Could the totems be social media icons? Would it be more of a traditional totem pole? We didn't know. So we sketched that all out, and then we got it over to Randy in 3D, Randy Wallace, our 3D modeler, and they came up with some early comps of what the totem pole could look like. And honestly, we thought it looked pretty good.
After the concept was finalized, we took the 2D mock-ups into 3D Studio Max to start planning how to translate the concept into a 3D space. I normally like to finish a rough sculpt in 3D Studio Max and then bring the model into ZBrush for all the texturing and detail. When the first version of the sculpt was complete and the sizing was thought to be locked down, we had to reevaluate how the totem was going to interact with the space that was being provided for it. And at 12 foot tall and roughly 2 feet in diameter, the thing was going to be too big for the space and definitely a chore to ship and then assemble on site. So we went back to the drawing board and locked down a more manageable size to aim for. During the new design phase, I was asked to try to incorporate 3 to 5 monitors into the statue instead of just the one. I made a couple new versions that had places for 3, 5, and a 42 monitor setup with glowing red eyes, a smoke machine, and 2 flamethrowers to help draw attention. 2 versions later, we finally had an approved model and were able to move forward with possible assembly methods. We broke apart the model in a digital space to use as an exploded view to make the physical assembly easier. Then we converted the files to a format that our CNC router could work with, cut a styrofoam cylinder on our hot wire, and set it up on the router to cut the detail. When the router was finished, we sliced away all the excess material and began to coat the raw styrofoam with several layers of Elmer's glue to help harden the surface and prime the foam for painting. Then we cut a large section into the bottom tier that would allow us to install a small form computer and power strip, since the main purpose of the totem was to include a monitor to run dynamic video content.
To make it functional, we programmed eye spots into the totem pole. It pulled tweets and Instagram photos from the social media channels for the creative camp. We also made some short videos that could be accessed by walking up to the totem pole and scanning the QR codes on some of the slides, and it would play it on your smartphone. Until then, Lamar's 3D product was mainly used on traditional billboards, but by using it as a structure itself to hold the digital media, we were able to push the boundaries of the 3D prop beyond anything that we'd ever tried before. After having Lamar's creative team of over 100 artists experience the variable data and QR technology themselves, they were then better equipped to explain the benefits to the account executives and clients in their markets. Lamar encourages its designers to push the boundaries of traditional media and continues to innovate in all forms of out-of-home advertising.